Hello again. I know y'all are still finishing up lunch, which is fine. You can keep on eating. We'll keep picking up plates and things as you finish up. But we wanted to go ahead and get started with our presentation for today. I think that you've had some brochures passed out on your tables from Senior Resources of Guilford. There's also another stack, I'll let Dallas talk about these, but of some other information up here that some of you may choose to pick up after. But I'm pleased to introduce Dallas Weaver from Senior Resources of Guilford, who's here with us today to share a little bit more about what they offer and to answer some questions. So thanks for being here.
Thank you. Good afternoon. So my name is Dallas Weaver. I am the Chief Operating Officer at Senior Resources of Guilford. I'm really honored to be here today. Christ has been a very supportive church for our organization over the years. A lot of y'all have delivered for Meals on Wheels. The church has been very supportive for us as from a financial standpoint, and so really blessed to be here to give back and tell y'all a little bit about our organization. I have just, as Nikki had mentioned, I passed out these flyers. I hope everyone has enough. If you don't have enough for your table, let me know. I have plenty more. Really today, I want to just give a high-level overview of our organization, highlighting just a couple of our programs, and then really an opportunity for y'all to ask questions. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. So Senior Resources. Is this better? Yeah. There we go. So Senior Resources of Guilford is a 501c3 nonprofit serving the senior population throughout all of Guilford County. Most of y'all might recognize our program, Meals on Wheels. Show of hands, who's familiar with Meals on Wheels? Has any of y'all either received meals or volunteered for Meals on Wheels? That's great. Thank y'all for that. We also offer 16 other programs. One of our programs that we offer I want to share with you all is our SHIP program, so that's Senior Insurance Information Program. That deals with Medicare, and that's an opportunity for you to make appointments and receive counseling on best practices, how we can better support you, the decisions you make, the boxes you check make a big difference, and so providing that counsel and information as you're receiving those benefits. We also have our Evergreen Senior Lifestyle Center, and that operates Monday through Friday. Our office is located at 1401 Benjamin Parkway, so that's right in between Holden and Battleground, right next to I guess it's King's Christ Church, so right across from that, right diagonal from the library, if y'all are familiar with that, and that's where our Evergreen's Lifestyle Center is. So they operate Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. We have various activities. I have these these newsletters here for anyone that's interested. There is a calendar in there that gives an overview of the activities on each day. They will vary from cardio drumming, where we have big yoga balls, we play some music, and you really get to get out all your aggression, drumming and beating on the yoga balls. We have chair yoga, we have Tai Chi classes, we have an arts and craft room that's open daily. We have a fitness center. So the fitness center is open Monday through Friday. There's some great hand weights. There's some cardio. We even have, I believe, a Bowflex. And so that is an opportunity for you to come in. Your first time, you would need to have a doctor's note to make sure that you are able to participate using the fitness center, and then you'll sign a waiver. Other than that, you're able to come in. I believe it's $2 a visit. And so most of our classes, most of our activities that we have to offer are no cost. Some of them we do ask for a $2 or $3 contribution to help offset those costs. And so our Evergreen's Lifestyle Center is just a great resource for the community. Does everyone here live in Greensboro? Does anyone live in High Point? Everyone's in Greensboro? We do have an office at the Roy B. Color Center at the old High Point Mall. That also, the senior center there has daily activities too. But focusing specifically on Greensboro, our Meals on Wheels program is always looking for volunteers. If you're interested in volunteering, typically the pickups are from 9 a.m. and your route might vary from an hour and a half or 2 hours, coming back and dropping those Cambros and coolers. Is there anyone here that wants to share their experience volunteering for Meals on Wheels? The tablets.
Last month, we did the first delivery, and then it sent us back to the Senior Resource Center. Of course, we didn't follow it.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Do you want to use here?
Really? Last month, when we delivered the meals, one of our people got birthday cards from the senior center that I had never delivered before the same day. Who does those birthday cards?
Was that a question?
Who does those birthday cards at the center? Because it looked like maybe kids or something did it.
Yeah, so we are fortunate that we have a lot of different groups that will want to give back to our Meals on Wheels recipients. I could tell you, I couldn't tell you specifically who did those birthday cards. I can tell you that this week, TRALA, so the Triad Retirement Living Association, put together little Easter cards. So each of them will get a little Easter card. There is an egg in there with candy, and it says Happy Easter. And it's really nicely packaged. It has the straw at the bottom, kind of like what you put in the bottom of the kids' Easter baskets when they go do the egg hunts. And so I couldn't tell you exactly, but we regularly are giving back. One of the most things that I'm proud of for our Meals on Wheels program, in addition, we serve 600 clients a day. Pre-COVID, we were serving 350. So we've seen significant growth over the last handful of years. There's an extensive inquiry list of individuals who are interested in receiving meals, but haven't quite been qualified, and they will be qualified by our team of social workers as room becomes available. So as people move off the recipient list, whether that's because they have moved into a new facility, they no longer want to receive the meals, they've passed away, whatever that reason is, then we have a list of about 500 individuals that are interested in joining and participating, receiving Meals on Wheels. We're working on securing funding so that we can continue to serve more individuals. In addition to that, we'll need more volunteers. So I highly encourage you, if you're willing, able, you're interested, I'll be happy to get you plugged in with our volunteer coordinator and get you signed up for delivering meals. Yes, sir. And I'll leave some business cards as well. So what I do, and we'll continue talking and answering some questions, but I'll leave some business cards up here in addition to the newsletter, the monthly newsletter for the Evergreens Lifestyle Center. Encourage y'all to come up. Happy to chat. My email's on there, my cell phone's on there, my direct line, whatever's best for you. Call, text, email, anytime.
Al, can you say what you said again? Because they couldn't hear you in the back.
I just said that if what Dallas is saying about Meals on Wheels is interesting to you, I coordinate the Christchurch efforts, so find me, Al Reeves, and we'll get you linked up.
Did you have a question in the back? I just wanted him to repeat it. Okay. So our senior line is what serves as our operator, our quarterback, if you will. If you are interested in learning more about really any of the programs we have, or maybe you have a unique situation and you don't really know who to turn to, what to do, you can call our senior line and basically explain your situation or whatever questions you might have, and they will figure out what is the best referral. So whether that's an internal referral or an external referral, if you have questions about a caregiver or becoming a caregiver, or if you have questions about your insurance, or if you have questions about Meals on Wheels, whatever it might be, they'll take your information and they'll get you plugged in with whoever is the best person to speak with. And what is unique about Senior Resources of Guilford compared to maybe some other communities is that we have 17 comprehensive programs. We are a one-stop shop. Most things that you're going to be interested in, needing, we're going to have an internal referral, and if for some reason we don't, we have great relationships and partnerships with other community agencies and the medical facilities that's going to be able to help direct you and answer your questions and getting you the help you need. Our mission is to support senior independence. That looks different for everybody, but ultimately, we want to hear what your needs are, and we want to make sure that we're able to help you appropriately. But ultimately, we want to hear what your needs are, and we want to make sure that we're able to help you appropriately. But ultimately, we want to hear what your needs are, and we want to make sure that
Let me give you the mic.
Sure.
So we occasionally see email says they're open routes. What happens if nobody steps up to fill those open routes?
Yep. So we have our team of staff members that are prepared to fill into those routes if needed. Most of the time, we're able to find drivers. Very rarely are we having to pull our staff members. We do deliver on Christmas Day, and we do deliver on Thanksgiving Day.
We've done that, and that's very, very rewarding.
Yeah.
And again, another question: did you say you serve 600 clients every day?
Yes, sir. So 600 clients every day through our Meals on Wheels program.
You serve 600 clients every day? Yes, sir. And you have a waiting list of 500 more?
Yes, sir. So there's 600 individuals that we serve daily, and then we have about 500 individuals who have reached out that were interested in learning more about Meals on Wheels. So the process is once there's a space available, then we will use our team of social workers to evaluate, do the initial assessment, and if they qualify for Meals on Wheels, which the qualifications is 60 or older, homebound, unable to prepare a meal for themselves. Those are the basic qualifications. So if they meet those qualifications, then we will then move them onto the delivery route, and they'll start receiving meals. There are no income requirements. There is no, we do not check income. It is really as a need-based. And so if you're homebound, unable to provide or prepare a meal for yourself, and you're 60 or older, then you qualify for Meals on Wheels. Yes, sir.
You said that 600 you're currently serving. What limits that? Is it volunteers to deliver, or is it money to provide the meals, or what's the limitation?
It's a combination of both. Right now we're working on exploring, and my background was in development, so finding grant money or finding unrestricted funds through our donor base. We're working on developing an annual giving campaign that's going to help allow us to raise more unrestricted funds to apply for different programs, including Meals on Wheels, but really it is the volunteers as well. If we found the funding, then we'd need to find the volunteers in order to serve those additional clients. We serve all of Guilford County, and so back July 2024, so last July, we entered into a partnership with Mobile Meals of High Point. And Mobile Meals of High Point was an independent nonprofit that had operated for many, many years. They were serving about 100 to 110 clients a day just in the city of High Point. Unfortunately, they had a long line of success. Their volunteers were aging out. Their money was falling through. They just weren't able to. They weren't sustainable, and so they approached us, and we entered into a partnership with them. And now, so we took on their additional 110 clients a day. That's helped us grow into that 600 number. As I mentioned, we were 350 back pre-COVID. So there's a lot of opportunity. There's a big need. Guilford County over the next 20 years is going to continue to grow and age. The senior population's expected to grow, I think, about 8% over the next 20 years. And so there's a great need. And so as we look into the future, we're making sure we're positioning ourselves for the best success to support the community.
I don't mean to turn this into a Meals on Wheels thing, but I had other question. Now, how does this work? Does the churches prepare these meals? Do you have a central kitchen, or how does this work? In other words, if I volunteered, I wouldn't necessarily be driving all the way to Gibsonville to deliver something with it.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're partnered with Golden Corral, and Golden Corral packages these meals. So they'll come in an individual sealed tray, and then there's a bag of the rolls and the drinks that will be separate. And so let's say that you decided you were going to deliver Meals on Wheels. You would show up to our office at 9 a.m. You would get in line. We would assign you your route. So let's say you might be Route 259. And on that route, there are 13 addresses, so 13 clients. You'll pull through. We'll load up your car with a cooler and what we call a Cambro. And the Cambro is basically a cooler for hot meals. Each one holds 12 trays. And so you'll be able to then plug in on. We'll provide you with a tablet. We'll also, if you prefer to use just your phone, you can use your phone. And I know you mentioned there are some issues with the tablets, but we'll continue to work through it. It's a learning curve for some people. We moved into the tablets from a paper-based a few years ago, but happy to walk you through. But you'll get your routes, and you'll just basically go on your maps, and it will tell you exactly where to go. You'll go make that delivery. And I want to emphasize that these meals and Meals on Wheels is more than just a hot meal. And yes, it is a good hot meal. It's 1/3 of your daily nutrition requirements. But it's a wellness check. It's an opportunity for you to have a friendly visit. A lot of these seniors maybe don't have family. They don't have friends in the area. This is maybe their only interaction they have a day and something they're looking forward to. And it's rewarding. It has a dual effect because you feel good about it, they feel good about it, and it's just a really opportunity to share love and spread the joy. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say my mother was receiving Meals on Wheels, and we ended up having to hire round-the-clock help for her. So I called to say she didn't need it anymore. Well, Meals on Wheels wouldn't let me be the one that said it. It said she's the one that has to say she doesn't need it anymore. So I tried to get her to call, and she wouldn't because she loved seeing the people come and talking to her every day. That was more important to her than the food.
That's awesome. That's a good story. And that's exactly right. You know, we have clients that range from 60 to our oldest client was 106. And so, you know, all stages of life, different backgrounds. It's just really unique program. And from a volunteer standpoint, it's great to have those interactions. For the seniors, it's great for them to have people come and visit them and check on them and just show that you care. Any other questions about Meals on Wheels, what that looks like? Again, if you're interested in learning more, maybe you have a friend or a neighbor who you think might be a good candidate for Meals on Wheels, I would encourage you to take my card, and I'll make sure that I can get you plugged in with our senior line, who will be the initial contact for starting the Meals on Wheels delivery and getting on that inquiry list that I mentioned is at this point a little extensive. I can't tell you how many months it would be if you indicated today that you wanted to receive meals, but we are working through that. Our team of social workers is really strong, and they're doing a great job with the initial assessments. And then on the 6-month basis, once you're on Meals on Wheels, you will be given a reassessment. So we're keeping up and making sure that there is a benefit and that you're being served in the way you need to be served. Today's tax day, right? I think that we extended it. Who loves taxes? Okay, maybe yeah. So one of the programs we have at Senior Resources is our VITA program, and so VITA actually helps with tax assistances. And so I encourage each of y'all next year, probably starting in December, January, to get ahead of it because our appointments get filled up. But if you're interested or having somebody assist you with your taxes, we have a team of volunteers that come in almost every day, Monday through Friday, and assist seniors with taxes. And it's very, very popular. We booked out all the way through, I guess today. I think there is an extension, so we're working on adding some additional appointments. But we booked out back in January, early January, late December. So next year, if you are thinking about taxes and you want to get ahead of it, I encourage you to reach out to our office and just ask about the tax assistance program, and we'll go ahead and work on getting you scheduled, which is a great resource for a lot of our seniors in the community. I don't have a time. Where are we at on time?
It's about 9 minutes till 1.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I wanted advice on changing my insurance, and I was too late, but I'm coming in October to get advice on changing my health insurance. And he was the nicest guy. I forgot.
Was that Chris?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. But if you want advice on your insurance, it's a good place to go.
What was your
Health.
name?
And
And no, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. I think that Chris is our ship counselor, our coordinator for our ship program that I had mentioned, and happy to answer any questions and make sure you're set up in the best way that you need to be set up, because everyone knows, just like taxes and insurance, it all matters. What boxes you check can make a big difference. And most of us are not experts. They make it extremely confusing and challenging to understand those things. So I encourage you to lean on some of our programs, our experts, if you will, that will be able to assist you and give you the best direction that's going to make a big difference. Say that again?
That's only health insurance, right?
Well, health insurance, Medicare, we have, any, happy to talk with you about what types of insurances. Chris used to work with United Healthcare, so we're focused in his health insurance, but if you have specific questions, we do have options counseling. And so options counseling gives a high-level overview, really whatever it might look like as you continue to age and really wanting to support your independence. So whether that's, forward thinking and saying, hey, I understand today I can really get up and down the stairs, but in 5 years, I might not be able to be as mobile. And so what might that look like? So talk about some of the options that you might have, and really it's just planning for the future. If you're interested in other types of insurance, options counseling would fall under that realm. Yep. So we do have, her question was, what help do we provide the refugees? So we do have a refugee program. Right now, we actually had a great individual. His name was Fat. And so Fat was 87. He just retired a handful of months ago, and he oversaw the refugee program. We work with 2 cohorts of refugees right now. These are individuals who came over to our country through our refugee. They're legal, documented people now, and we're working on them to get their citizenship, working with them to have culturally appropriate meals regularly offered at our senior center. Teaching them from the basics. I'll tell you that you can call 911, and 911 is a support and a help. You will not get in trouble if you're calling 911 and you have an emergency, or if you have a situation, something you see. There was one of our refugees who was somebody was shooting guns in his neighborhood. And so we told him, you can call and report that if it's a safety issue. And so really get them acclimated to the community. You got to think most of these individuals came over here, one, they didn't want to. They had to. And they might have come over with family, and they're seniors. They've lived their whole life. They could be in their 70s. They could be in their 80s. They lived their whole life in their own culture. Now they're in this new place, and they have no idea where they're at. They have no one to connect with. And so we have programs. We have regular classes. Peter is who oversees our refugee program now, and he does a great job just connecting with them, treating them as, humanizing them, making sure that they feel welcome, teaching them about America, but also learning about their cultures. And so it's a really unique program we have. We're probably working with about 25 total right now, mostly from a couple African countries. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything they would like to share today?
Or did you get any funds from them?
Sure. So the question was regarding funding. And so right now, we receive a combination of federal, state, local, private foundation funding in addition to our donor base. Right now, we have not received any funding cuts. We are hopeful that we will not see any funding cuts. We are prepared, as we have been in the past. This is unfortunately, over the years, we've seen different periods of times where there's been some question on what the funding is going to look like. Fortunately, we have a history of success, and we've been able to set aside some money for if we do run into situations, because we will be able to continue to provide all of our programs, and particularly with Meals on Wheels, all of our people will continue to be fed. If there is any funding cuts, which we're hopeful there won't be, then we'll be able to navigate, and then we'll have to explore additional funding sources. Yep, so both. Yeah, we receive funding through both the county, the city, City of High Point. We receive funding through both High Point and Greensboro United Ways. Those are some of those. But even the faith communities, including Christ, has been some of our best supporters over the years. If there aren't any other questions, I do want to just emphasize, if you're interested in participating and learning more about the Senior Center, the Evergreens Lifestyle Center, please come grab some of these. I do have some business cards up here. I'm happy to talk and answer any questions. If you think of any more, get you plugged in with our different directors, our senior line. And then just want to thank all of y'all for being here. This was the Lunch Munch group, is that right? So it's been a pleasure getting to see some of y'all, some familiar faces. Thank you all for delivering with Meals on Wheels. We want to thank the church for this ongoing support and the opportunity to connect with y'all today. So thank y'all. I wish y'all a great Easter week as we continue in this Holy Week.